Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to the honorable judges, teachers, and friends. Have you been wondering if your mental health is possibly getting worse? Mental health, just like physical health, affects everyone whether you are suffering from mental illness or not. Your mental and emotional health can fluctuate from time to time depending on the stresses going on in your life. So, it's always a good idea to check in with yourself and try to gauge the direction of your mental health is going in. With that said, here are 6 signs that your mental health is getting worse. Number 1, you're losing interest in the little things. Do your favorite activities suddenly seem meh to you? If you started to lose excitement for life's little things, then this is a sign that your mental health might not be at its best. You might be feeling this because of an overload of stress in your life, or you're feeling overwhelmed with all of your responsibilities and to-do lists. When you lose interest and don't enjoy the hobbies and activities that you once did, this could also be a warning sign of depression. If you think that this could be what's happening to you, know that you are not alone and that help is just around the corner. Talk with a trust Talk with a trusted friend or a family member or a mental health professional to get the help you need and to navigate these troubling times. Number 2, you get overwhelmed easier. Do you find that you've been getting overwhelmed more often than normal? When you have a to-do list, 2 or 3 tasks, does it feel more like 10 things to do? When when you start to get overwhelmed easily with everyday things, this could be a sign of worsening mental health. Number 3, you don't feel like socializing that much. Does it feel more exhausting to interact with people nowadays? Regardless of whether if you are an introvert, extrovert, or somewhere in between, we all have a standard comfort when it comes to social interaction. If you feel yourself slipping below your comfort level, pay attention to this. Remember that even if it doesn't feel that way at the moment, interacting with people will help boost your mood. Number 4, you don't have a consistent sleep schedule. When you have an irregular sleep schedule, this could signify increased stress in your life and a decline in your mental health. Number 5, you always feel drained. Despite getting enough sleep and eating well, do you constantly feel exhausted or drained? According to Healthline, mental exhaustion can set in when you're under long-term stress, and this type of exhaustion can make you feel like you are trying to move up a mountain. More than just being tired, when you are this drained or constantly exhausted, you might struggle to get anything done. Number 6, your anxiety seems to be increasing. Anxiety is a response to stress, and it can cause variety of psychological and physical symptoms. When you feel overly anxious, you might notice that your heart rate speeds up, and your breathing increases, and you might experience a bout of nausea. Hence, why is that whenever we come across someone with a mental illness like depression, we assume one of 2 things: either this person is possessed by demon or jinn, and therefore need to seek an exorcist, or that this person is far from Allah or a sinner, and therefore Allah is punishing this person. There was a story when a lady came to the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she says, "O Prophet of Allah, I have a mental condition where I sometimes lose control. Can you make a prayer to Allah and ask Allah to cure me?" So the Prophet of Allah he said, "Look, you have one of 2 options. I can either ask Allah for a cure and you'll be cured, or you can be patient on your illness and for you is paradise." And the amazing thing is here that the Prophet of Allah acknowledged that she had a mental illness and did not tell her that you are possessed by jinn, or that you are far from Allah, or that you're a sinner and Allah is punishing you. My brothers and sisters, the World Health Organization states that 1 in 4 people will be diagnosed with some sort of mental illness at some stage in their lives. These are the statistics that we cannot ignore. Mental illness is very real. What is mental illness? In short, mental illness is a condition that affects one's thinking or behavior. Mental illness is not choice. People do wake up in the morning and choose to have a mental illness. Mental illness is not laziness, it's not a bad diet, it's not seeking attention, it's not a physical or mental or spiritual weakness. Mental illness is very real. It is as real as cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Now, I'm not denying the power of spirituality and the miracles of the Quran as a form of healing. What I'm saying is the seriousness of mental illness, that there is no harm and no shame in seeking professional advice. In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that ask the people of knowledge if you do not know. And our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, and this is the blessing of Islam, that seek the cure of your illnesses, for verily every illness that Allah brings down, He also brings cure along with it. So please, if you feel in any way, shape, or form that you may be suffering from the symptoms of mental illness, do not be afraid to start a conversation with a psychologist and with a social worker. Go seek professional help. And we, as a community, need to support our fellow brothers and sisters that are suffering. We really need to start showing people help and support, because that is what a true Muslim does. Dear brothers and sisters, mental health is not a destination, but it is a process. It is about how you drive, not where you're going. That's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.